Do you want to come up with ideas, but each time you sit down to work on them, are you overwhelmed by the emptiness of the blank page? Does it intimidate you? I was exactly there 10 years ago. I had this desire to create something, but each time I sat down, I was terrified by the blank page. I could not even put one mark on it. I would sit there for hours and hours trying to come up with something very meaningful or perfect, and I don't even know what the definition of perfect was. So I would sit there frustrated, disappointed, thinking that I was not good enough and I did not have any ideas, which obviously turned out not to be true. From there, I have now reached a point where I have too many ideas that it is hard to shut my brain off. I work on a variety of projects. I draw, write, create, make, and design things. And in the process, I amuse myself and sometimes people around me. Here are some of the works that I have made over the years. I stumbled upon the medium of illustrations, and now I find immense joy in creating them to convey concepts and various stories. I filled several sketchbooks over the years with my ideas. I created picture books and participated in international festivals. I conducted art workshops for both kids and adults in places like Chicago, Kansas, and Hyderabad, and I work on various DIY projects. In this video, I'll share how I got here, the tools and techniques that I learned on my journey, examples from my projects, and tips on what worked for me, what did not work for me, in the hope that they can at least contribute a little bit to your journey. I began exploring, starting small with blogs and Pinterest, focusing on areas like lifestyle, art, and movies. Over time, I became a regular visitor to some of their pages, and I eagerly looked forward to what they were going to post next. This exploration gave me the opportunity to broaden my perspectives, and it taught me how to seek out material that made me think, even if for a little bit. Now I'll show you a few examples on how to find inspirations through blogs and other media. Inspiration Grid is a blog that I follow that showcases creative content across various fields such as design, art, photography, illustration, fashion, and more. The site acts as a digital mood board, offering visual inspiration and ideas through carefully selected projects, trends, and styles. It's particularly useful for those seeking fresh perspectives, discovering new trends, or simply looking for creative stimulation. Example of how I turned inspiration from a documentary into a project. One afternoon, I was watching Life in Colors by Sir David Attenborough. It's a documentary that explores the extraordinary use of color in the animal kingdom. It was magnificent. One of the episodes caught my attention. They were these beautiful snails with resplendent colors and intricate patterns that made them look like they were hand-painted. I was so mesmerized by them that I eventually came up with my own version of such snails in a picture book story that I created around them. It is easy to get overwhelmed with the amount of information that is available out there. Use the rule of 3. Choose 3 categories to research on, pick 3 blogs to follow, and stick to them for 3 months. Whatever the medium is, creative principles are all universal. Inspiration flows from one art form to another in the most unexpected and enriching ways. What I watch in a film could influence a design choice. A piece of music might shape how I think about a story. Events like book, film festivals, and art shows are incredibly inspiring to spark ideas. Festivals bring work from across the world to feature stories, ideas, and themes that we may never encounter otherwise. Also, reading books, watching films from other genres, styles, and languages, cultures will broaden our horizons and give us an opportunity to see new ways of thinking and also storytelling. Our film festival inspired my creative style. In 2014, I went to a Wisconsin Film Festival where I stumbled upon a movie called A Boy in the World. The story is about a little boy who is devastated when his father leaves his family to go to the city and find work. The film has very unique animation style that is a combination of hand-drawn techniques and vibrant color palette. It relies more on visual storytelling to convey emotions and themes. This movie had a huge impact on how I found my illustration style. Look out for film, documentary, and book festivals and art shows that happen in your local areas, especially the ones that encourage independent content and authentic material. Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram are great places where people bring visibility to these type of events. Join communities so you can get automatic notifications when such events happen. Walking provides an opportunity to observe our surroundings closely. We start to notice little details like people, interactions that we would miss either if we are driving or sitting. These type of observations spark new ideas, either for stories, art, or other creative projects. Walking is also a great meditative process, allowing for moments of mindfulness. This reflection time can help you process your thoughts and emotions, giving way to new insights and creative inspirations. A decade ago, I lived and worked in Chicago for a couple of years. I went on walks every day during summers. Exploring new neighborhoods and parks gave me new perspectives and helped me break my routine patterns. I fell in love with the city, with the ever lively streets, the bustling energy, and the spectacular views. So, to remember the city that inspired me so much, I decided to capture it in the form of pictures, and that turned out into a creative photography project for myself. Change your route regularly, set a theme or intent. Before heading out for a walk, choose a theme to think about while you're on a walk. It could be a problem that you're trying to solve, a story idea, or even just focusing on smells, sounds, and colors that are around you. Take pictures. Capture interesting sceneries, textures, and objects with your phone and add them to a separate folder so you can go back and look at them later. The best way to find stories is to talk to people. When we take time to truly listen, we discover that no matter what the status, background, or circumstances are, every person has a story that is worth sharing. Sometimes the most compelling stories come out of the most unexpected places. I love to learn about people. I try to strike up a conversation at every opportunity possible. Here is an example of an illustration I created after a conversation I had with a stranger on one of my walks. I was fascinated by the bike that he was riding and struck up a conversation. I learned about how he survived wars, how he wandered across the country for 17 years, and at last found home in a little town called Lawrence where he built his bike. The big question is how to meet people to have interesting conversations. 1. Join clubs and meet groups. 2. Attend talk shows, workshops, and other events that are related to your interests. These places are filled with like-minded people who can offer fresh perspectives. 3. Volunteering is a great way to meet people. It exposes you to people who are passionate about a cause, and it can lead to a lot of meaningful and deep conversations. Domestika and Skillshare are online learning platforms that offer a wide range of creative courses and are great sources to find inspiration and also to hone your skills. I took several courses on both these platforms. They are super affordable and only require very little time commitments. And I learned new techniques, I learned new ways of thinking while gaining hands-on experience throughout the process. The instructors, who are creators themselves, guide us through their creative process and provide us enough information for us to develop our own frameworks from idea generation to execution, which was very, very valuable to me. This is a collage I made as part of creating a story while taking a course on Domestika. Sometimes the most inspiring classes are those outside of your usual area of focus. A designer might be inspired by a photography course. A writer could find inspiration in a course on architecture. Cross-disciplinary learning exposes you to ideas and approaches that you otherwise would not encounter in your usual practice. Creative ideas strike at unexpected moments. Having a log allows you to quickly capture those ideas before they fade, preserving them for later development. Over time, a log becomes a rich collection of ideas that you can go back to when you're seeking inspiration. They help you organize your thoughts and also expand on them. Even an idea that seemed minor before sometimes serves as a jumping point for larger projects. You can start small with a concept, and as you keep adding more detail to that, that could evolve into something more complex and a creative idea. So the more ideas you write down, the more you are training your brain to generate and recognize creative possibilities.
These are some of the idea journals that I maintained over the years.
Keep journals of different sizes, one that is even small enough for you to fit it into your pocket when you go for a walk. Capture every fleeting thought from your day to day. Expand on it and see if there is any potential in that. While social media can provide valuable exposure in community, it is also very easy to get caught up in the need for validation, and that can distort your creative process significantly. When I started my journey, I used to upload my work on social media frequently. And I did get validation for that, but I also felt a lot of pressure and anxiety. And over time, I realized that uploading on social media was hindering my creative process. So I started to focus on my personal growth and authenticity rather than on external metrics. I did use social media, but more strategically, more to find inspirations from it. But I remained grounded in my creative journey. I allowed myself the freedom to experiment, grow, and also create for the sake of creation itself. Using social media the right way for inspiration can be a powerful tool to spark ideas. Curate your feed. Follow accounts and groups that align with your interests. If required, create a separate account for your creative research so that it is different from your personal account. Save and organize ideas. Create Pinterest boards. Engage with communities and creators in discussions. Set boundaries and time limits for your focused exposure. Stick to the rule of 3. And post and share your work only when you are ready. I came a long way in my creative journey by staying curious, being open-minded, and stepping outside my usual routines. I hope some of the ideas that we talked about will help you in your journey too.